All right. Victor Sparhawk. Good morning. What's up, Prince? Starting a little early. I want to give some people time to get in before we get started. What's up? What's up? What's up? We're going to do a little bit of back testing today. I got a lot of good feedback last week when we did the live back testing, so we're going to do that pretty much the same as last week, and then I'll take questions, maybe like the last 15-20 minutes or so. We'll just do like a little Q&A, questions, going over certain things in the chart, and then we'll get off of here. We'll try to keep it at an hour. Try to get out of here at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern time. We'll try to get out of here in an hour. Get in, get out. Yeah, 1 o'clock. I know I said 12, but it's 11 o'clock where I'm at, so. What's up? Last minute schedule change. I had some stuff to take care of. So I know I pushed it back 2 hours last minute, but appreciate y'all being patient. What's up, Deborah? Improving. Good morning. We're going to get started at 12 in about 7 minutes. Got some more back testing, and then we'll take questions at the end. As far as, actually, I'll wait for more people to get in here, and then we'll talk about it. What's up? What's up, James? Good morning. I will get my first $400 payout. That's what's up. Congrats. Big time. Big time. A lot of people have been getting funded, getting payouts. That's what's up. That's what's up. Throw that into a real account. Take a little bit of that, splurge, spend it, but you want to take majority of that payout and try to put it in a live account so you can trade that. What's up, Kilo? What should I spend it on? I don't know. Whatever you want to spend it on, but just don't spend all of it. That's just my 2 cents. But when you get a payout, you definitely want to chuck that into your live funds, put it into a real broker. Spend it on whatever. Like I just got the PS5 yesterday, but I'm still saving. A new monitor, see, that's good. That's a good investment. That's a tax write-off too, but we'll get started in 5 minutes. Last time I think we went a little over an hour, but we're gonna try to keep it within an hour. If we go a little over, that's fine. But we're gonna back test this week. I think this week in the market has been a little bit more challenging for most people. So if there was a day during this week that you think was a little harder, just whenever we go back test that specific day, make sure you take notes and lock in. So if you had trouble on Tuesday or Wednesday, when we're back testing that day and we're going over the price action, make sure you're keying in on what it is that tripped you up. So that way we can go into next week, get over those little hurdles and make some money. So, and next week is going to be a little light. So we have Monday is a bank holiday. We have Columbus Day. So I'll still be streaming on Monday, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the markets close early around lunch, but we'll still stream Monday at 9:30. No trading, obviously. Tuesday, if you looked at the weekly forecast, not the weekly forecast, the weekly schedule, normally I don't trade the day after a bank holiday, but instead of trading the morning session on Tuesday, I'm going to be trading the lunch hour. All right, so if you looked at the schedule, it says I'm trading at 11:30 instead of 9:30 on Tuesday. So I will be trading Tuesday morning. We're going to trade that lunch hour from 11:30 to 1:30. Wednesday through Friday, I believe, is normal. Let me see. Wednesday is the 16th. So Wednesday we have no news. I'll be trading the morning session. Thursday we have high impact news at 8:30, and Friday we have medium impact news. So no trading Monday, Tuesday lunch hour, Wednesday through Friday regular scheduled trading at 9:30. So we're only going over the AM session, only backtesting the AM session since that's what we mainly trade, that's what we stream. Asia, I don't think Asia is worth studying. If we have time, maybe we'll look at Asia, but I've seen cleaner weeks for that session. So if we have time at the end, we'll squeeze that in there, but no guarantees. Alright, it's 11:58. We'll get started in 2 minutes. CRT. That's crazy. We don't mention those 3 letters over here. Just kidding. Oh, man. Alright, so let's go. First, obviously back testing. If you watched the last webinar, we're not demo trading, we're not paper trading, we're not back testing and pressing buttons and market replay. Okay, I just like to look at the morning session as a whole, work my way down from a weekly chart, daily chart, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute, put on my key levels, where's the setups, why did the market do this. Okay, the whole point of back testing is to understand what did the market do and why. So right now we're about to start off on Friday. Okay, the goal of understanding, or the goal is to understand what happened on Friday, and do I understand why we got this movement here? Do I understand why we got this retracement here? Okay, so the whole idea of backtesting is, do you know what happened? So that way when you get into live markets, when we start trading starting Monday or really Tuesday, you won't get tripped up. So the whole goal is to be able to catch this stuff real time, but this is how I backtest, so this is how we're going to get it done. What's up, Tim? Joker movie was good too, by the way. It was decent. All y'all are saying it was trash, but it wasn't bad. I actually liked it. It was good. It was different, but it was good. All right, here we go. Friday. So same thing. If you haven't watched the last webinar, you might want to go check that out. But pretty much what I like to do is mark out your highest high and lowest low between 9:30 and 12. So your highest high comes in about right here. Lowest low comes in about right here. And I only do that so that way when I go to a weekly chart in the higher time frame, I can see like where the morning session took place. So now let's go to a weekly chart to get our new week opening gaps. So now you can see between these two blue lines here, that's where we traded as far as like on the weekly range. So we don't have any new week opening gaps here. So nothing there. Let's go down to a daily chart. All right, immediately we had this fair value gap, this SIBI on the daily chart. So just like you see me doing the live streams where I go from a weekly chart to a daily chart to a 15, I do the same thing in market replay. So I'm going to put that on here. Annotate it. Daily, SIBI, low. And then what else do we have on the daily that's important? First of all, another thing that matters, previous days high and low. So we have a previous week's high and low right there. So I like to keep that on my chart. Now let's drop down to a daily. And you also need your previous day's high and low for the last 3 days. So day 1, zoom in real tight. We didn't take out yesterday's high or low. This day here, we didn't. This day right here. Okay, this is a previous day's high within the last 3 trading days looking back. So you want to put that on your chart as well. New day opening gap here. Between that candle's close, this candle's open on the daily chart. Make sure settlement's turned off. You need that. And then we also have a couple of new week opening gaps up here, or new day opening gaps. So that candle's closed, that candle's open, and then this candle's closed, that candle's open. All right, so now we could delete these blue lines. And just like you see me doing the live streams every morning, we don't have any new week opening gaps. Daily chart, put on your new day opening gaps, a couple of key levels. And we have previous days, previous week's high and low for the last 3 days and the last 3 weeks now. Let's go to a 15-minute chart. Slap on a few opening prices. And so this is your midnight opening price. And we talked about this in the stream yesterday. So midnight opening price is here. 8:30 opening price is here. And your 10 a.m. open is right here. All right, just go straight to a 1-minute chart. So this is pretty much all we need. So we all know by now that if we're beneath the midnight open, beneath the 8:30 open, and we're beneath that 10 o'clock opening price, if we're beneath all 3 of those opening price, and yeah, Victor, good catch, we did open lower at 9:30. So do we want to short if we open at a discount and we're beneath the 10 a.m. open, 8:30 open, and midnight open? If we're shorting all the way down here, we're in so much of a discount. Who wants to sell something that cheap? Okay, just like when you go to the store, you want to buy when it's cheap. You want to buy down here. Same thing if you're selling. You want to sell at a premium. All right. So we had high impact news, if you remember, at 10 o'clock. We trade down. Once we open at 10 o'clock here and trade down, that's the criteria. We're officially underneath all 3 of these opening prices. And remember, we gapped down at 9:30. So what do we do here at this drop down? We have these 2 order blocks. We have these faded gray lines here. Let me go full screen. We have these 2 faded lines here. Those are previous week, previous days, new week opening gaps, or no, previous week or previous days, high and low for the last 3 days. Okay, those levels are so important because it's old areas of liquidity. So even though we tagged that level here, even though we worked those levels here, okay, they're key turning points. It's sell side or buy side, okay? It's going to be reused certain times of the day. So we stab into that, look at the bodies respecting, what is that, new day opening gap. So we wick down into old liquidity, order block, but the bodies are staying and respecting the new day opening gap. We rally, trade up, opening price, you can use that as an entry. We talked about this entry here, how this candle gaps higher than that candle's close. As soon as this candle closes, next one opens higher and trades down, you could buy it. If you remember, we talked about consequent encroachment of this wick right there. So midpoint of this wick created at 10 o'clock with that high impact news driver. Okay, if you remember the stream, I said, remember, I'm watching to see, do we trade to this wick? Do we respect it? Do we fail to reach it? And I said in stream, if we open on this candle here, 10:01, trade down and fail to reach midpoint and start to move away, that is bullish. That's the same thing as a fair value gap. Okay, because remember, wicks are gaps. So I'm seeing this long wick here as a normal fair value gap. It's the same thing. So that's the same thing as saying this. So this fair value gap here, it's the same thing as getting a wick trading down. So what do we always talk about when we're in trades and we're watching price action, trying to get a read on order flow? You always hear me mention, I want to see the lower half of fair value gap stay open if we're bullish. So if price were to trade down, I'm watching to see, do we reach consequent encroachment? Do we trade past consequent encroachment? Do we close past it? Do we fail to reach it altogether? Okay, I use that as insight. So same thing as a normal fair value gap here, and its consequent encroachment, you're looking at that with this wick. Open, trade down, can't even reach midpoint, and then we start running away. That is bullish. We're not looking to short this fair value gap. We're not looking to short anything in here. We're at a deep discount, and we're failing to reach midpoint of discount PD arrays. That's bullish. And then you get this here. All right, that's pretty much all I cared about for the morning session. Anything after that was kind of just but all targets were hit pretty early, and we labeled out the buy side, equal highs up here. And then if you remember that 5-minute fair value gap right there, that was our target. And you can see us once we trade into it, retrace back, and that's pretty much it. So that was Friday's price action. Okay, anything after about 10:30 on Friday, I didn't really care for, but this right here, that was a nice run. Aurel, you didn't miss anything. We just we're back testing. Well, you just missed Fridays, but these are saved so you can watch it later. How do you turn settlement off? Go to your daily chart. It's this little button, right? SCT, that stands for settlement. If you click that and have it turned on, it will be highlighted in blue. But if you're drawing your new day opening gaps, you want to have that turned off. I have that in the FAQ channel in Discord, how to draw your new day opening gaps and all that if you're still struggling with that. DC or Marvel? I'm not really big on like DC or Marvel like that. I'm telling you, I'm big on just sports. I'm an ESPN geek. When it comes to Marvel and DC, I'll watch them, but I'm not like a super fan or nothing. I don't go crazy over it. All right, so that was Friday's price action. We're gonna go over Thursdays now. So same thing. We have our time window, 9:30 to lunch. Your highest high, about right here. Lowest low comes in right here. And let's cut it off about right there. Yankees. I can't watch baseball to save my life. Let's go to a weekly chart. All right, so weekly chart. What do we have? Again, previous week's high and low for the past 3 weeks. So this previous week's high is inside of the blue lines, which is the morning session. So definitely want to have that on your chart. Let's put that on there. And that's pretty much all I care about. We don't have any new week opening gaps, so let's drop down to a daily. All right, what key levels do we have on the daily chart? Same thing as Friday. We have the low of this fair value gap. Okay, I used to draw my inefficiencies on the higher time frame like this. There's nothing wrong doing it, but if you have this big rectangle and you're looking at this on a 1-minute chart, it's just too noisy. So that's why now, and plus I don't need consequent encroachment. I don't need the high when I'm trading intraday. I just want to know where the low of the fair value gap is. So that's why I just use the raise. It keeps my charts clean. Somebody fill Marco in, please. So this is your daily SIBI low. All right, so in between these two blue lines here, what do we have? Previous day's high. You want to have that on your chart. Slap that on there. We have a previous day's low or previous day's high right here as well. You want to have that on your chart. And that's pretty much it. Do we have any new week opening gaps or new day opening gaps in between these two blue lines? We have one here. And we have one right here, which was our current new week opening gap or new day opening gap. And it's pretty much all I care about. So let's go down to a 15-minute chart, just like we do in the live streams. Get your opening prices. We can take these off now. So it's the same thing. Midnight opening price, 8:30 opening price. Okay, those are the main two I look at. And then, of course, that 10 a.m. open. Midnight open, 8:30. Right here. What was this, Thursday? Oh, this was CPI. This was CPI. Almost had to sneeze. All right. So looking at the 15-minute chart, what do we got? Well, once we get to 9:30, okay, that's the start of this gray shaded region. We open at 9:30 here. Where are we in terms of opening prices? Way beneath the midnight open. Okay, this is why I assigned the homework assignment. That's why I chose find a setup, find longs underneath the midnight open, and find short opportunities above the midnight open. Because as you can see, Friday and Thursday's trading, long setups beneath the midnight opening price. And then yesterday as well, long setups way beneath the midnight open. Okay, this stuff repeats all the time. Especially for this far beneath the midnight open, you can expect to see some sort of retracement. All right, so we're beneath the midnight open, beneath that opening price at 8:30. We've taken out sell side here. We have that old new day opening gap. And then same thing here. Those two faded gray lines, those are previous days high and low in the last 3 days. Those are old areas of liquidity. So not only are we taking out sell side here, we're also taking out sell side or buy side, depending on if it's a previous day's high or low. But when we stab into that, that is a bunch of liquidity. Okay, same thing with this candle here at 9:45, trade down. Taking out sell side here, yes. Fair value gap, yes. But we're trading into old liquidity on that daily chart. Okay, even though we traded to liquidity, even though we traded to it on the daily chart, okay, numerous times we passed through it here. Okay, we work it here. It never expires. Okay, that's old liquidity, and you can use that if you have narrative. So we drop down, clearing all that out. Let's go down to a 1-minute chart. All right, so now, and we took this long, but we took a partial, if you remember. That trade is posted on YouTube. But we've taken out sell side here, and we've also taken out previous days, high and low for the past 3 days. We have 2 of those here, and we're beneath that 8:30 and beneath that midnight opening price. Are we looking for shorts? Okay, I saw a lot of people doing this. I saw a lot of people trying to short this fair value gap when we're trading into a new day opening gap, old liquidity, taking out sell side, and we're in a deep, deep discount. We're not looking for shorts. What do we have up here? Clean highs. Way too smooth. So we're not looking for shorts. We went long in the breaker. Okay, a lot of consolidation, chop, but nonetheless, if you remember, we're looking for consequent encroachment of this wick as a target. And then I wanted to see us get back above the midnight open because that is a premium for the daily range. And then you get that here. So ideally, this would be your setup right there. In a perfect market condition, what you want to see is, put this on here real quick. Okay, ideally, you want to see us work this fair value gap and just start to gravitate higher. Okay, leave some fair value gaps, gravitate higher, down close candles, order blocks, push higher into our objectives. But this day, yes, the fair value gap supporting price, but it's doing it in a manner where it's high resistance. So this is not seek and destroy, it's just high resistance because it's going higher, it's meeting our targets, but it's doing it in a way where it's just, like, if you have to sit through this, you're going to get frustrated. You may get stopped out, break even a couple times. You may have to re-enter. We talked about this here. Right there. Okay. So I took a partial inside this fair value gap. Rest of the contract stopped in profit, stopped at break even. All right. You may have got stopped at break even a couple of times. and then you get this here during that macro, 1050 to 1110. We get a nice rally. Yeah, that day was definitely testing patience. It was testing my patience. All right, so we're going to do Wednesdays, and then we'll take a little break, take some questions. We're doing good on time. We're only 16 minutes in. So let's not move on too fast. Okay, again, the whole point of back testing, do you understand why price did what it did during the morning session? Okay, I'm not looking for entries when I'm back testing. I'm not paper trading. I'm not pressing buttons. I'm not using these little buttons down here, pressing buy or sell. I don't care about that. The whole point of back testing is, do I understand what happened? So that way, when I hit the markets on Monday next week, nothing's going to catch me by surprise because I'm doing stuff like this. So I want to understand, why are we consolidating? Okay, day of week, economic calendar, CPI. Okay, how come this fair value gap here didn't send us lower? Well, that's easy. We're in a discount, taking out sell side. We're beneath the opening prices. I'm pretty sure we gapped lower at the open. Okay, so we're not looking for shorts. We're not looking for shorts. So now that we understood what took place in the morning session, we understand the logic behind it, then the purpose of that backtesting session has been met. So let's go ahead and clear this off. And we'll go. The second fair value gap, how do you know to take that one? Oh, let me go back. This fair value gap, well, I'm assuming you're talking about this one. Well, give yourself time, right? So we'll talk about this because that's a good question. So how would you trust taking this fair value gap here? Let's talk about it. So 1050 to 1050 to 1110 macro. What do we know about that time window? It runs against liquidity formed after 930. So let's think about it. Looking back at 930, which is, we're going to take this off. We're going to slap on 930. Chart's going to look a little messy here. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's take all this off. We're only focusing on this right here. How can you trust this going higher? $930 is right there. All right, so attacking liquidity, well, for one, who's been making money prior to 930? Shorts, but we've taken out sell side here. So as we hit 11 o'clock, all right, for one, whenever whenever you see a consolidation like this, I always tell people there's liquidity resting underneath and liquidity resting above the consolidation. So we have this fair value gap during the macro. What do you do here on this drop down? Relative equal lows, that's sell side. This is your 2022 model for whoever trades it. Okay, during that lunch macro or the London close macro, okay, expect a retracement or reversal. So we drop down, clearing out equal lows, trade up, taking out a short-term high, fair value gap. That's your 2022 model. And what were we looking for all morning? For one, these highs up here are way too clean, but we're looking for buy side, and we're in a deep discount. All right, so macros, you can expect movement. So all throughout this consolidation here, as you get closer to 1050, 1110, expect some displacement, expect a price run, some sort of spooling. All right, we're sitting through this, sitting through this, sitting through this. When do we finally get movement? 1050 to 1110 starts running, and then buy side. So it's just time. What about the institutional order flow entry drill? You could take that if you're comfortable taking it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, let's move on though. Let's go to Wednesday, and then we'll take a little 5-minute break and go over some questions, and then we'll do Monday, Tuesday. All right. So highest high for the morning, about right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want a visual. Lowest low, about right there. Same thing we do in the streams. Let's go to a weekly chart. Do we have any new week opening gaps? Okay, when it comes to weekly chart, I don't really care for the weekly levels like this fair value gap. Sometimes I may draw them out, but I mainly only use the weekly chart for new week opening gaps and the previous week's high and low. but I use daily chart for putting on higher time frame levels. So as far as new week opening gaps in between these two below lines, which is the morning session, we don't really have any, but we do have a previous week's high right there. So you want to have that on your chart. All right, now that's pretty much it. Let's drop down to a daily chart. And I use a daily chart to get new day opening gaps, a couple of key levels, and the previous day's high and low for the last 3 days. So right away, in between these two blue lines, where are our new day opening gaps? We have our current new day opening gap here. We have a previous day's high up here. So this is from the weekly chart. We have a previous day's high right there. And a previous day's high right here because it's in the last 3 days. So you want to have that. So looking back, day 1, day 2, and day 3. So you have another previous day's high right here. All right, and if you look, we have a small new week opening gap, I believe 242 open. So in this instance here, this is a new day opening gap, but there's no separation. So this closing price is the same price as its opening. That's still relevant. Okay, I still use it, but instead of drawing like a rectangle, you just use a vertical line, and then you can label it old new day opening gap, just so you know what it is. All right, I spelled that wrong. Gotta lock in. All right, so that's it. We have our previous week's high and low. We have our new day opening gaps. We have our previous day's high and low, and we have our new day opening gap. So let's drop down to a 15-minute chart. Okay, this should be seeming pretty routine. Okay, it's the same thing. We're not adding anything. We're not changing anything. It's pretty much the same thing every single session. So midnight opening price and 8:30 opening price. All right, let's drop down to, well, first of all, let's talk about this because this is good. Midnight opening price right here. We drop down. Okay, we're beneath the 8:30. What are we trading into? Remember that single line, it's a new day opening gap because there's no separation. So we're trading down, taking out sell side underneath that low. We have the midnight opening price, but we fail to trade to it. What does that tell us? If we trade down and we fail to reach midnight opening price, but not only that, if we fail to reach midnight open and we start running away, that's bullish because price is showing an unwillingness to trade down to that level. Okay, NASDAQ is in such a hurry to go higher, it can't even reach the midnight open, and we start to run away. All right, so sell side taken. We're beneath that 8:30 open, tapping into an old new day opening gap. And remember these two faded lines here, those are old areas of liquidity. So we open at 8:30 and trade down into old liquidity. So we're working in a discount, can't even reach the midnight open. So now that we have that logic, let's drop down to a 1-minute chart. And what was Wednesday? Do we have news on Wednesday? Let me see. Wednesday the 9th. Oh, we have FOMC. That's why. I don't trade the morning session. We have FOMC, so that explains it. But here, okay, consolidation, nasty in here, but nonetheless slowly going higher. This is the AM session. We had FOMC at 2 p.m. this day, so I was already expecting kind of a little wonky price action, which is what you're seeing here. It's going higher, which is what you want to see, but it's doing it in a manner where it's kind of a lot of wicks, just kind of slopping here. But new day opening gap being used as support, trading up, trading down, order block, fair value gap staying open, that's bullish. So it's going higher, but the main damage was from FOMC 2 p.m. And yes, good catch. If we get that 10 a.m. opening price, which is this candle here. Okay, always think hourly, power of 3. We open at 10 a.m., could barely trade down, and it's just off to the races. So this was really bullish. All right, we'll take a little break. What are we doing? We've got about 35 minutes, so we're good on time. We still have to back test Monday and Tuesday. And then we'll take questions towards the end for like the last 10 minutes. And if we have time, maybe we'll go over Asia. But Asia this week wasn't really anything worth, like, you know, it didn't do anything too exciting. So let's do some questions for the next 5 minutes or so before we move on. Am I not using the real day opening gap? The real day gap. I'm not sure what you mean by the real day gap. What is that? The real day gap. The opening gap. Regular trading hours. The only time I look at regular trading hours is to see where we open. Like, I want to know, do we open at a premium? Because I use that for insight. So remember Friday, I'm not going to go to it because we're in market replay, but nah, screw it. The heck. That's what we're here for. So remember Friday, we definitely weren't looking for shorts. The only time I look at the regular trading hour, this is called your opening range gap. That's what you're referring to. Okay. The opening range gap. I only use regular trading hours to see where we open. Because remember, if I'm already looking for higher prices, this day on Friday, we were beneath the midnight open, we were beneath the 8:30 open, and we opened lower at 9:30. So that's all I need to see to be convinced that we're going higher. So I won't necessarily draw out the opening range gap unless I have to. If I don't have anything else in the chart that makes sense, then I'll look at the opening range gap. But once I see this deep drop down, that's telling me that we're already in a deep premium. Once I see that, I'm saying, okay, cool. I know what I'm looking for, and I'll go back to electronic trading hours because I already know we opened at a discount. And retail is going to chase that going lower, and that's when I go long. But I do look at regular trading hours if it fits my bias. So if I'm looking for shorts and I see we open higher, perfect. We're opening at a premium, we're expensive, and people are going to chase it going higher. If I'm looking for longs and we open lower, perfect. We're opening at a discount. That's just more confluence, so that's how I use it. Annotate the first presentation fair value gap. Yes, I use it. I didn't annotate in the back testing, but yes, I use the first presentation fair value gap in my analysis. Do you take into consideration daily profiles? A lot of people ask me that. Me personally, I don't. I feel like I don't need it. Unicorn Queen, what's up? Like, you see how I analyze the daily chart. Where's my new day opening gaps? Okay. When I send out the weekly forecast every weekend, you see my bias and how I annotate the daily chart. I like to keep it simple. But yeah, I don't really know much about daily profiles. It's not really something I study, so. We'll take a few more questions until about like 12:35. We just got back test 2 more days, and then we're not going to look at Asia because the only clean days in Asia, in my opinion, were like Sunday and Monday, and both of those trade executions are in Discord. So anything after that, in my opinion, was kind of mid. Especially, what was that last Asia? We streamed Asia on Thursday, and that was garbage. So it's really nothing worth covering. Yes, failure to return to opening prices. Failure to return to anything is bullish or bearish. So if I'm looking for higher prices and we're dropping down and we fail to reach the midnight open before running higher, that's bullish. Same thing if I'm looking for shorts. Okay, if I'm looking for lower prices and prices retracing higher and it fails to take out buy side, it fails to trade into a fair value gap, it fails to trade into a daily level and it starts breaking lower, okay, that's the market telling you it's got places to be, like it's moving. So NASDAQ is literally telling you. So for instance, all right, let's just do, let's just go to Wednesday's example right here. generally, what do you want to see on days like this? We're going to take this off. So this is your midnight opening price here. Normally, okay, 9 times out of 10, we're going to trade beneath that midnight open, and then you'll see some movement going higher if you're on side, if your narrative is bullish. NASDAQ is trading down, and we can't even reach the midnight opening price. We just fall short of it. So when we see that, and we start running away, come back down close candle, supporting price, takes it higher. When we see that small little failure to reach that midnight open, NASDAQ is literally telling you, like, yo, like, I know you want me to go lower. I know you want me to go into a discount, but, like, I got places to be. Like, I don't got time to trade down here. Like, I'm ready to go higher right now. And if you don't get on board, you're going to miss it. So you definitely got to pay attention to stuff like that. That's why sometimes, and we did trade breakdowns of Asia, where people were waiting for initial buy side to be taken in order to go short. I'm already short, even though NASDAQ didn't take out buy side, because it's already showing it doesn't want to go up there. Okay, it traded up, just failed to take out buy side. It starts breaking lower. Fair value gaps, SIBIs are staying open. We're taking out short-term lows. NASDAQ is literally telling you, like, yo, I don't want buy side right now. Like, I'm ready to go lower ASAP. And if you don't get on board, you're going to miss it. And it is what it is. Yeah, Asia Sunday was cool. I'm probably going to trade Sunday Asia tomorrow. But it was cool. I'll take 1 or 2 more questions, and then we'll finish up with Monday and Tuesday's back testing. We still got 30 minutes, so we should finish the next 2 days in about 15 minutes, and then we use the last 15 minutes for just questions, Q&A, going over stuff in the charts, clear up any confusion you guys have, so that way we're ready to go next week. You don't annotate current, new day, new week opening gap. I do. But you have to remember, if our current new week opening gap, if we're not trading near it for that session, I don't care about it. So a lot of people ask, how many new week opening gaps do you keep on my chart? I'm only keeping the ones that are near at the time. So if our current new week opening gap, if we're not even close to it when the morning session gets here, then I don't keep it on my chart. Same thing with new day opening gap. So if our current new day opening gap is like, let's say our current new day opening gap is all the way down here somewhere. Well, at that point in time, I don't really care about it. Can we gravitate towards it? Sure, but if it's like all the way down here or something, I'm just not even going to put it on my chart. Same thing with the new week opening gap. I only like keeping the ones that are near price action at the time, because those are the ones that are going to be used. And it keeps my charts clean. So that's why I don't keep 5, 6, 7, 8 new week opening gaps on my chart, because I don't like all that cluster. I just slap on the ones that were nearby for the session. We good? I think we good. I'll take more questions at the end, but let's go ahead and go over Tuesday. Try to keep this within an hour. I think last time we went like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. Take this off. And then lowest low between 9:30 12 comes in about right there. Highest high about right there, close enough. Replay. Now let's go to a weekly chart. And then if you didn't take a look at my trading plan that I updated, definitely go look at that, because it has everything. So pretty much, because a lot of people ask, what's your model? What's your model? My whole model, the way I approach the morning session, is literally on my updated trading plan. It's more detailed. So go look at that in the trading plan channel. But weekly chart here. All right, so in this instance, our current new week opening gap, we used it this morning, so I'm going to have that on our chart here. What else do we have? We have a new week opening gap here, so slap that on there. We also have some here, but I'm not going to draw those because they're pretty much overlapping. And do we have any previous weeks high and low for the past 3 weeks? This candle here, no. This candle, no. This candle's here. that previous week's high is inside of these two blue lines, which is our morning session. So I'm going to put that on my chart too. Alright, so that's all I care about for the weekly chart. Let's drop down to a daily. Now, where's our daily key levels and where are our new day opening gaps and previous days high and low? So day one, look back, we have a previous day's high. Let's put that on there. Looking back another day, another previous day's high. And looking back again, last 3 days, another previous day's high. As far as new day opening gaps, what do we have? Here. We have one right here. I'll go ahead and draw that one. It's small, but it's important. And we'll draw this one. This chart's gonna look messy, but this is what you gotta do. Alright, 15-minute chart. We can take this off now. So let's see, get our opening prices. 8 o'clock. Midnight open. 8:30 open. Right there. This is another good example. I can already see it. Alright, so 15-minute chart. What do we have? Midnight opening price, trade down, clearing out the equal lows, sell side, break higher, fair value gap, bodies unwilling to close past midpoint, break higher, fair value gap staying open, that's bullish, working in this one here, unwilling to close past constant encroachment, can't even close inside of it, trade higher. Now, let's go down to a 1-minute chart and look at a little bit of insight here. This small little detail is the same thing. So we're way above the midnight open. Okay, if you remember, I always say 1 or 2 things are going to happen. So let's slap this on. 10 a.m. open. Okay, we're just going to let that run. But 1 and 2 things are going to happen. Whenever we're above that 10 a.m. open, that 8:30 open, and that midnight open, if we're above all 3, we're either going down or we're going to have a trending day. So in this instance, same thing here. This small little insight. 8:30 opening price. We trade down beneath it here. Trade up. We have a fair value gap. Trade down, down close candle supporting price. Trade down again, taking out the low. What did we fail to do here? Same thing we talked about on Wednesday's trading. We trade down, taking out the sell side, but we fail to reach that 8:30 opening price. That failure to reach the 8:30 opening price, that alone isn't enough to, for me at least, to feel confident in seeing higher prices. But once we fail to take out, or no, I said that wrong. Once we fail to reach that 8:30 opening price, and then we take out a short-term high, and then we leave fair value gaps open, and then we start running away like this, that is bullish. And we also had a previous day's, if you look at the daily screenshots, we had yesterday's first presentation fair value gap in here. This kind of opened, traded down to it perfectly, and then it rallied. But that small little insight right here, and if you combine that with narrative, assume you're already looking for higher prices. Okay, you don't want to see anything going lower. If we drop down and we can't even reach that 8:30 opening price, and we start taking out highs, breakaway gap staying open like we want to see, another fair value gap here staying open, that's bullish. All right, even though we're above the midnight open, price is telling you, I don't want to go down there. Like, I got places to be. And then trading into old areas of order flow and liquidity. Fair value gap, order block. Think hourly power 3. Opening prices, we trade all the way down just enough to get back beneath that opening price at 10 a.m. Trade up, fail to reach that opening price at 10 a.m. on this candle here, and then we rally again. Oh, new day opening gaps here. Trading up, tagging, buy side, previous day is high and low. All that. Alright, and last day, Monday. Okay, Monday was trash. We're not even gonna look at that. That was this, yeah, no. Yeah, we're done. I remember this day, that free tape reading stream. This was straight garbage, so we're not even gonna look at it. So we got 20 minutes. we'll just take a few questions for the last 20 minutes, or if we're all good and nobody has any questions, we can end it early. But these next 20 minutes are just for y'all. Any confusion you had during the week, if there's anything during the week that may have tripped you up, we can take a look at it. You got cooked. I be telling y'all stop trading Mondays. There's nothing wrong with Mondays, but if you're gonna trade Monday, especially if it has no news, I definitely recommend waiting for the lunch hour or the PM session. But this day was definitely this is a day where you'd be blowing accounts right here. Asia. We're not going to spend too much time on Asia because Asia has been, yeah. Asia on Friday or Thursday, trash. Asia on this day, I seen cleaner days, don't really care for it. Wednesday and Thursday, trash. Asia here on Tuesday. I mean, I've seen cleaner days. This is your new day opening gap. Okay, we're taking out initial buy side, your highest high between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. This is your initial buy side. We trade up, clearing out the buy side, break lower, fair value gap here, and your lowest low initial sell side between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Whoops, I drew that wrong. This is your highest high. So that is your initial buy side, and this is your initial sell side. So clearing out initial buy side, which is this high, trading to the high of the new day opening gap, break lower, you have a fair value gap. Okay, straight from the rules of trading Asia. Trade up, tap consequent encroachment perfectly, sell off. What are we targeting? Initial sell side. So that's your short, that's your exit. And that's about 14. It's 14 handles, but you're trading Asia, so you're gonna have to slap on more contracts. So the handles don't really matter. It's all just relative to how many contracts you're using. But that's a nice little 3-to-1 risk to reward for Asia. I think I caught dubs on this day. I think I took this. Close about right here, give or take. So here, we drop down. Okay, new day opening gap is all the way up here. And I believe I took this. It's probably in the My Trades channel in Discord. But, oh, I did. I took this and I got stopped at break even. Oh, this is the day I had like 3 attempts, I think. But got stopped at break even. I went long here. Boom, I was targeting the low of the new day opening gap. Came back, stopped me at break even. And then I believe I went long in this region here. Went long, rallied up, came back. I got stopped at break even. And then I used this inversion fair value gap as my third and final entry to go long. Trading, entering at the high, stop loss below the inversion fair value gap, targeting the low of the new day opening gap. And that was my quick little scalp. But I wanted to get long up here, take it up. But more retracements than what I would have liked. But I believe Sunday was the cleanest. Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what we're talking about. So new week opening gap up here. We talked about this wick. Failure to reach certain levels. Initial buy side. Everybody's waiting for this to get taken out. Okay, you're not wrong if you do that. Wicks are gaps. Okay, that's like a normal fair value gap. We have this long wick. We trade up. I'm watching to see, do we take out buy side, but I'm also watching to see if this wick send price lower. NASDAQ fails to take out buy side, breaks lower, trades up, trades down, taking out a short-term low. Fair value gap, volume imbalances, all this staying open. Okay, this was my short. And I believe I had to do a re-entry. I posted it in Discord too. So I went short here, and then I was holding for the high of the new day opening gap, or in this case is a new week opening gap. We trade down, I patrol my stop to break even, I get stopped in profit, stopped at break even, and then I say, okay, no problem, I'm going short again, and this fair value gap right there. So I go short again, targeting consequent encroachment, because targeting the high from this fair value gap, that's not enough range for profit taking, so I was targeting consequent encroachment. And then there you go. So that's Asia. When do I enter some fair value gap volume balance breaker? There's some rule. Yeah, you just need narrative, you need bias. You can't just enter, you can't buy every single fair value gap. When I'm annotating, when I'm analyzing for the day, the first step you do is draw the low and high. What time do I use the 8 a.m.? Every morning session, I use 8:30 opening price, midnight opening price. Pretty much what you see me doing the live streams every day, weekly chart, daily chart, 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart. It's the same thing. We got about 13 minutes. Questions. Can you give us a quick primer on breaker blocks? I have a video. I think it's still up. I have a video on my channel called or the difference between order blocks and breakers. That's gonna take time to go back and find a specific example, so I can't just look that up on the fly, but I'll send you a link. Psychology speech. I'm gonna save that for Monday's stream, because a lot of people were struggling this week. A lot of people blew their accounts. I was getting a lot of private messages, people saying they're taking a break from trading. Had a couple people said they quit. Had a couple people leave the Discord and all that stuff. So it's been a tough week, so I'm going to save that speech on psychology and all that for Monday stream so I can reach a bigger audience. But we had a lot of people kind of tap out. All right, the difference, whoever asked about breakers, who was that hoodie Mike, that video I covered breakers. It's old, but it's still good. I had like 5 people in the Discord when I made that video. This week made me hesitate to enter after Wednesday, any price. If you're hesitating, if you're not confident, don't press the button. I only took 1 trade this week. Well, I took trades during Asia, but as far as the AM session, I only took 1 trade in the morning session. I didn't see anything I liked. It was a trash week, in my opinion. The morning session, at least. Friday was nice, though. I wish I would have caught Friday's setup. I was looking at that the other day. Friday was really clean. That rally higher, I just couldn't find a way to get in the trade. That's when I wish I would have had a seconds chart, but other than that, yeah, definitely got to get that Patrick Willen course for sure. For sure. Fake bull flag is pretty simple. Actually, that was an example right there. Ready to go. Fake bull flag, all it is, it's nothing crazy. If I'm already expecting lower prices, trading Asia, I'm already looking for a repricing down to the new day opening gap. Failure to take out buy side. What does retail want to see? They want to see displacement, consolidation, displacement. Well, if I'm looking for lower prices and I'm seeing NASDAQ is getting weak because we can't even take out buy side, I don't want to see this. Okay, I don't want to see that because that's retail. That's what retail wants, but they don't understand that we're in a premium and we're looking for repricing down to the new day opening gap. We haven't offered sell side delivery here. So I want to see this. That's all it is. And then 3 drives pattern. I mean, it'll take me a while to find a specific example, but I mean, yeah, that's something I have to prepare for in advance, but it's just like right here. Three drives pattern. This day we're already looking for lower prices. If you remember, we had our midnight opening price about right here, and we just failed to trade to it. Three drives pattern. Sell side taken out here. Sell side taken out again here. Low, lower low, lower low. Three drives pattern. That aligns with the bias. If we're already looking for higher prices and we've taken out sell side 3 times like this, there you go. Oh man. No, I'm not streaming Asia. No, I don't stream Asia. No Asia streams. I only stream Asia, like last time I streamed Asia, because since I only took one trade during the morning sessions, like the AM session, we only took one trade on stream this week. That's why I said I'll hop on Asia, because market conditions have not been favorable. So I was like, I'll throw in the Asia stream just to make up for it, but nah, I won't stream. I'll be trading that privately. If I have time. I don't know what I have planned for tomorrow, but if I can be in front of the charts tomorrow around 6, then I'll look to make a little bit of money, but we'll see. No problem, Lisa. Last questions before we get off of here. We still got about 7 minutes. And if you tuned in late, these are saved. Appreciate that, Tim. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And also, I sent out a little notification. If you didn't check the... What did I send it in? If you didn't check the live day trading channel, okay, it's going to be the last time I address that for a while. But as we get new people, I had to remind them the purposes of the live stream. So take a quick glance at that live day trading channel if you haven't already. Make sure you look at that before we head into the trading week on Monday, just to make sure we're all on the same page. But I'm not gonna address that again for a while. But we had a lot of new people coming in with certain intentions, and we had to iron out those wrinkles. So how do you know reversal could happen? Time, London close macro, bias, daily chart, looking at dollar index, looking at other markets. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. Explain more on dollar index. Dollar's going higher. I want lower prices in NASDAQ. Matter of fact, I'm glad you asked, because I got a video on the dollar index. I have a video titled How to Use the Dollar Index in Your Trading. Find High Probability Setups. I posted this video 8 months ago. It only has 200 views, but it's golden. This is when my YouTube channel was still kind of small, and I had nobody in the Discord, but I'm going to send it to you. Got you. The can of worms. All right. 1 second. All right. How to use the dollar index in your trading. Just posted it in the chat room. You can take a look at that. Back when, my YouTube channel is still small. We're gonna hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which is crazy. That's crazy. That's something I did not expect to happen. Like, I kid you not, back in, I think, like February, my goal was to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Like, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna hit that. Because 1,000 subscribers, like, that seemed like a lot. But now, like, the fact that we're almost at 10,000 and we're in October is crazy. Now the Discord wasn't paid right away. The Discord was free for about like 4 or 5 months. And then when I decided to live stream, the Discord was still free, but if you wanted to watch me live stream, that was paid access. And now it got to a point where like you got to pay to get in, period. But it's like $20 to get in. Like if you don't want the live streams, if you just want to be like in the community, it's like $25 to get in, one-time payment. It's nothing crazy. But so many people, the reason why I put a price tag on it is so many people were joining the Discord for free, and y'all see like everybody asking questions in the chat room. So it's like, man, I got like all these people joining the Discord for free, and they're asking me so many questions, and I'm, you know what I mean, I'm giving them so much of my attention, so much of my time. So it's like, I'd rather give you guys, the lifetime members, the full access subscribers, like give y'all more of my attention. And I found myself answering way more questions, pouring into the people who got in for free. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, that's why I just slapped a price tag on it. So appreciate that, Lisa. Yeah, and the spam, like too many people are making fake accounts. Like I was getting so many DMs, like this guy's pretending to be you, he's DMing me. I'm like, there's too many scams going on, people using my profile picture and trying to scam people, so I just had to shut that down. But I think we're done. What time is it? I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. So again, Monday is a bank holiday, but we're still streaming. Okay, it's Columbus Day here in the States, for those who are not in the US. So Monday stream, it'll probably be a short stream. Maybe we'll go until like 11 o'clock. And I might stream that early, so maybe we'll start like as early as pre-market, 7 a.m. or something like that. But I'm gonna give you a 3 minutes, Tim, and I got you a $3.27. So Monday streaming, and then Tuesday we're showing up to the charts a little later, so we're not streaming at 9:30 on Tuesday. We're gonna start streaming at 11:30, and then Wednesday through Friday is the same. Looking for a setup, starting at 9:30. So that's it. Rules on losses, check my trading plan, Julio. My risk management, trade management, all that is on my trading plan. Just updated it. Check the Discord. But that's it. Have a great rest of y'all's weekend. Hopefully y'all learned something. If you have any questions, just message me in the Discord, and I'll try to get back to you. But I'll see you all in the stream Monday morning at 9:30, and then we're back live trading Tuesday at 11:30. All right, peace.